Hello, I am Crystal Horton with Business Trends TV, and today it is an honor that I am interviewing Colin Fulton from Edward Windsor. So Colin, the Hobart property market is in the news a lot, and it's not just in Hobart, but it's also right across Australia. You know, with a shortage of houses for sale and for rent and properties being sold in short time frames, one question that comes to mind is a fast sale a good sale?
Hi, Crystal. Yeah, look, that's a really good question because in the property market we have in Hobart at the moment, houses can sell extremely quickly above the asking price. And what the vendor's always got to know is, are they getting the highest price that's out there? And the answer to that is a fast sale a good sale? Is yes and no. Yes, if you have a buyer that pays significantly higher than the fair market price of the property, then yes, selling in a short time frame is good. The answer is also no if already willing and able buyers aren't given the chance to buy that house. So that leads on to the other question is, how do you know if it's fair market price? And the answer to that is you listen to buyers. You have to talk to the buyers, and sellers often take too much notice of what their agent says about the price. The agent's not buying the house, the buyers are. And if agents take time to sit down with buyers and meet with them and talk to them, they can find out whether or not they need to be given a bit longer or a better chance to buy the property. So if you sell the property within a day or two, you'll never know whether it was at the highest price in the market. So you don't, especially in a market like we have now where there's a lot more buyers than there are properties for sale, you don't have to rush into a sale. You can wait to make sure that you get the buyer that will pay the most for your property. And that, at the end of the day, could be worth thousands of dollars in your property. And if someone said, look, do you want to wait 2 days to put a few extra $1,000 in your pocket? I'm sure everyone would say yes.
I would say yes. So how do you put more money in my pocket, let's say, as an investment property owner?
If owning investment properties is, investors are always looking to maximise the return they get on their investment property. There's a few things we call adding some sparkles to the property. So if you own an investment property and you want to attract the maximum rent, first impressions are really good, making sure it looks nice from the outside. When people come in to look at it inside, that it has a nice appearance, no owners. Fix little minor things before you advertise the property for rent. So it could be missing door handles, a squeaky door, things like that. So attending to all those little things can make the property attractive. The second thing you look for when you choose the agent that's going to manage your property is leasing skill. You want someone that can find a quality tenant in the shortest time frame. Because if your property is at $400 a week and it's vacant for 2 weeks, you've lost $800. So if you go with an agent that charges cheaper fees, you might find that they might take longer to let the property, and what you thought you saved in management fees, you've actually lost twice that in the rent you've lost. So making sure that the agent has an online booking system so that tenants can book in 24/7. They get home from work, they can log on, they can see the property they would like to look at. They don't have to leave a message on a leasing agent's mobile phone and wait for them to get back to them. So having an online booking system to allow tenants to book in to see the property is really important. An office that's open 7 days a week is also important. Some management companies have renters clubs where you can join and they notify you when properties become available for rent. And making sure all inquiry gets directed back to the office. So if the office is open 7 days a week and all the advertising advertises the number of the office, then all the inquiry can go back to one central point and therefore potential tenants can be followed up. Once you've done all of that, it's really important that the agent managing your property has a really thorough tenant screening process, that they check tenants' credit checks, do reference checks to make sure that they put the right tenant and a quality tenant in your property that's going to look after your property, pay the rent on time and be a good tenant. So if you look at all those things, they can put more money in your pocket as an investment owner and make your life stress-free.
Yeah, definitely stress-free. Now, as a property, as an investment property owner, so in addition to those things that you clarified, in order for us to put more money in our pocket, what are some of the guarantees to keep an eye out for when looking for a property management company?
Yeah, getting guarantees is really important because you're going to be paying them to look after your property, and that's quite a sizable financial investment. Could be the biggest asset you own, and you could have used some equity in your own personal home to buy an investment property. So it's important that you have some guarantees from the person that's managing it for you. The first thing is they should guarantee the rent they quote for you, to say that, especially if it's a new property, to say, well, this is the rent I think we'll achieve, to make sure that they don't try and win your business by quoting an inflated rent that they can't get. Then they don't rent the property and it's vacant for a long period of time. So making sure if they tell you your property will rent for a certain amount of money, that they guarantee that if they don't get that, there's some compensation back to you as an owner. They should also give you a guarantee that they're going to lease it in a time frame, whether it be 21 days or some kind of guarantee that they will do their job within a period. And if they don't, then again, you don't have to pay them a leasing fee, or you get some free management fees. They should also guarantee that once you pay them a letting fee, that maybe you only pay that fee once. So if a tenant breaks their lease or moves out, or the property becomes vacant, that they'll re-let it at their cost, so that once I've paid that fee once, it covers me for a full 12 months. Another thing that you should also look for is that they guarantee the rent, that while your tenant's in there, you've paid them to find a quality tenant, you've paid them to do all the screening checks, you've paid the agent to put that tenant in there, and now you're paying them to collect the rent. You should also expect that the rent will be paid every week or every fortnight. So if you have an agent who says, look, whilst your tenant's in there, I'll guarantee that your rent will be paid, which means that if something goes wrong and your tenant doesn't pay the rent, we'll pay it for you, and then follow it up with the tenant. So there's some guarantees that you can look for in a property agent to manage your investment property.
Yes, and it definitely makes a difference keeping an eye out for those guarantees, because sometimes it can save you money along the route as well. So, hey, everyone out there, if you're looking for a great property management company, I would definitely keep an eye out for the guarantees. If you'd like to see the guarantees that Edward Windsor offers, type in the word guarantee to receive our PDF. And now keep in mind too, that be prepared that this is a conversation starter. So if you type in guarantee, you will receive a personal message from an individual at Edward Windsor who can answer any questions that you might have in addition to that guarantee PDF. Colin, I do have another question for you, which is, how would we get in contact with you?
You can contact us at our office, which is on 0362345500, or go to our website, which is www.ewre.com.au, and there's lots of information on there and contact forms for whether you're interested in sales or property management.
Perfect. Thank you so much for speaking with me today and allowing me to interview you. It's been fantastic, and talk to everyone soon.
Thank you, Crystal.